With the draft combine for the NFL being over, it is time for a post combine mock draft. Yeah, the combine just ended a few days ago on the 3rd of March, and a lot has happened. Xavier Worthy has shot up some draft boards. So there's some players that did awesome that weren't necessarily expected to do that great, such as Chop Robinson. He was awesome. And Peyton Wilson is one, and then Braden Fisk is also one of those players that went up in some people's draft boards. Trey Benson did pretty good. But yeah, a lot of people that shot up the draft boards did really good. Nate Wiggins ran a 4.29, and that's pretty much it. That's all I really remember. I don't know why some of the college logos aren't showing up, but that's okay. Anyways, let's get right into it. So last time I did a mock draft, it was before the combine, and I had Marvin Harrison going first. But this time, we're gonna go Caleb Williams. Yeah, I know the combine probably made it decreased his draft stock, but I think that they'll probably end up drafting Caleb Williams. A lot of people speculate that they're drafting Caleb Williams, and honestly, I'm starting to become one of them because there's been a lot of trade rumors for Justin Fields. No one's stopping, and apparently they've showed interest in making a trade with the Falcons. A lot of teams need a quarterback, and I feel like the Bears might be able to lose a lot of first round pick for him, but I think they most likely won't. I think they'll probably from the Falcons. I think they're in trade with the Falcons. I think they'll probably get like a second and a third, maybe a second and a fourth, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, I think Justin Fields is a good quarterback, but I think Caleb Williams is a little bit better. Caleb Williams is pretty much the best player in this draft class, and I think you definitely would be a good pick here because either way, if they take Marvin Harrison or Caleb Williams, I think Marvin Harrison has a higher percentage kind of to be a better pick, but I think they probably take Caleb Williams because they do need quarterback, and I think they probably end up trading Justin Fields to the Falcons or to maybe even the Steelers, but I don't think Justin Fields is going to be the starting quarterback for the Bears anymore. With the second pick, it's kind of obvious. We're going to go with another North Carolina player. We're going to go Drake May. I don't know if they played together, but Sam Howell also went to North Carolina. And I definitely do think they'll take Drake May here because they do need quarterback, but I think Sam Howell deserves another chance. Sure, he threw a bunch of interceptions, and he was also not great. The Commanders weren't great. But I do think they definitely need a quarterback because Sam Howell might not be the guy, and Drake May definitely can be. He's a great quarterback. Um, he's one of the best players in this draft class, and I would not be surprised if the Commanders took him here, even if Caleb Williams is available, because Drake May is an awesome quarterback, and he definitely deserves to start on the team because he's awesome. He can probably, I don't know if he won't immediately turn around this Commanders team, but I think it'll definitely be one step forward, and it'll definitely help make this team pretty good for the future. Now, I'm a Patriots fan, and with the third pick, what I hope they do is trade down to the middle of the 10s and 20s, maybe like 14 or 15, maybe even 16, and get like a pick next year, like a first round pick next year, and maybe even some more picks and take a quarterback there. But what I think they're gonna do is take Jane Daniels. Jane Daniels won the Heisman. He can throw the ball really well. He can also run the ball really well. He's also good. A lot of people are really saying that Jane Daniels is even better than Drake May, but I don't think the Commanders will uh like really fall into that. I think they'll just still take Drake May, but I think the Patriots will definitely, or not definitely, but I highly doubt that they pass up on Jaden Daniels if he's available at the third pick. with the fourth pick, I don't really remember if I made any trades in my last mock draft, but we're gonna make a trade in this one. So let me make this. The team that they're gonna trade with, I think, is going to be the New York Giants, and I think that I think they'll trade with the Giants. I don't know. So let me make it Arizona. Okay, so I think it'll probably be something like. Oh, can't take that out. Hold on. Let's just make them add like a fifth just to make it fair, or 2/5 or fourth. But yeah, I think what the trade will probably be either the first and the first next year if the Giants are willing to do that, or just a second later in this draft. But yeah, with the fourth pick after the Giants trade up, I think they take Marvin Harrison. Yeah, definitely not a great team to be a great wide receiver and go to right now at this state of their team. They don't really have their quarterback position figured out, and the other receivers on their team kind of suck. And you don't really have a bright future if you go here as a receiver. But for someone like Marvin Harrison, I think he can make do with whatever team he goes to. He's a great receiver, arguably the best player in the draft class. I think he's the best player in the draft class. He's great. And the Giants definitely need a receiver. And I think they definitely will take a receiver if they can't take a good quarterback, either at the sixth pick or if they end up trading up to the fourth pick like I mocked them to. But the Giants really need a receiver. And I think Marvin Harrison wouldn't instantly help it, but it would help them have a good wide receiver one, maybe a wide receiver two if they can land someone really good at receiver. But I definitely think he'll be a massive step forward in the receiving corps that is led by Darius Slayton or Jalen Hyatt or Isaiah Hodgins, Wandale Robinson. They have no one. Like the Patriots' second receiver, Devontae Parker, is probably better than all of the receivers on that team, which is really sad because Devontae Parker kind of sucks. But yeah, I think they definitely need a receiver, whether they stick at 6 and take Malik Neighbors or they trade up and get Marvin Harrison. With the fifth pick, I think the Chargers are going to go tight end Brock Bowers out of Georgia. He's a great tight end. He can pretty much do everything, and he's really good. Great at Georgia. Arguably one of like a top 3 prospect in this class. And for the Chargers, a tight end is definitely a need. I see them taking either an offensive lineman or Brock Bowers here, and I think Brock Bowers would be the right pick because Joe Everett's good, but he's not great, and Brock Bowers I think would be an instant upgrade over Gerald Everett, especially if he can come in and play really well for the Chargers. With the sixth pick, after trading with the Giants, I think the Cardinals are going to take Dallas Turner. Yeah, they really need edge. Their defensive line kind of sucks. They have Likai Fotu, BJ Ojolari, and don't even know who the other guy is. Might be Cameron Thomas or something. Probably forgetting someone that's like decent, but doesn't really matter. But yeah, Dallas Turner, he's really good. They need edge. I did like how they were able to get BJ Ojolari in, I think it was the second or third round. I think it was the second. But I like him. And then pretty much everyone else is pretty mid. I mean, Dennis Gardeck is okay. I think it's pronounced Dimu Keji. He's been okay, I guess, but Dallas Turner is like pretty like instantly like a top 2 player on that front 7, arguably even the best one immediately after getting drafted. Because the only other person that they really have that is okay is Zaven Collins. You can say Kaiser White is okay, but yeah, I think Dallas Turner would instantly make that front 7 a little better and a lot better for the future. With the 7th pick, the Titans, they need a lot. And I think what they're going to do is take Malik Neighbors out of Tennessee. They they have a lot more needs than receiver, but I think receiver is definitely a glaring need on that team. Because, I mean, their best receiver is D-Hop. He's good. He's pretty old, though. He's in his 30s. Traylon Burks has not been the A.J. Brown that they thought he would be after trading A.J. Brown to the Eagles for this pick, or for the pick to take Traylon Burks. He's just been pretty mid, just been okay. Hasn't really shown that first round talent. He's just been pretty okay. Just playing for the Titans these last few years. And Malik Neighbors is an awesome receiver, was great for LSU. And I think he would definitely help the Will Levis take a step forward. Has another weapon to throw to, and a pretty good one at that. So I think Malik Neighbors would be a good selection at the 7th pick. With the 8th pick, the Falcons. They now have Justin Fields, and I think they're gonna get, since they have some since they got some offensive help, I think they're gonna go and get Quinion Mitchell to help out their defense a little. Yeah, definitely. I would say corner. They have some good ones, but I think their second best is Jeff Okudah. And don't get me wrong, Jeff Okudah is okay at best, but Quinion Mitchell would be, I think, an awesome pick here. They really need corner. Or maybe not really. They don't really need corner, but corner would definitely help. I see them taking even Terrion Arnold here. Maybe Nate Wiggins if they like him more than the other guys on the board. But yeah, corner would definitely help their defense, their secondary. They have a good free safety, a good corner, and then that's pretty much it. Richie Grant is mid. Jeff Okudah is mid. But Quinion Mitchell would be a good second corner and could set up that cornerback core for an awesome future with if he is able to play at a good level. Well, with the 9th pick, took Caleb Williams at the first pick, and I think I think they might get him some protection, get Joe Alt. Yeah, they need offensive linemen. They have Darnell Wright and Tevin Jenkins. Or no, he might be moved inside. I think it's Braxton Jones, but I think they definitely do need a tackle. Maybe move Braxton Jones or Darnell Wright inside, or maybe even move Joe Alt inside if they want to. But I think Joe Alt would be a good pick here. Their offensive line, they cut Cody Whitehair, so they need another guard. And then Lucas Patrick at their center is just like a Band-Aid. And then Tevin Jenkins, yeah, their other guard. But I think getting Joe Alt would make their offensive line really young and really, not really good, but it would make it really good for the future. Really young, they can all develop, they can all get better. They're all pretty good right now. I mean, Tevin Jenkins is okay. He's pretty good. He's mediocre. He's a little bit above mediocre. He's above average. Darnell Wright has been a really promising rookie. He was awesome. Braxton Jones has been or not really, really good, but he's been pretty good. And then Joe Alt is a really good tackle and really good offensive lineman, really. And he would be a good pick here. Now, the last pick of the top 10. I think the Jets are going to take Olu Fashanu. I remember the last time I did mock draft, I don't remember who I had made them take, but I remember not remembering who their right tackle was, and I'm pretty sure it was Max Mitchell. Who is that? I haven't heard of that guy before, and I think they should get someone that is better than Max Mitchell, I guess. And Olu Fashanu is definitely that. He's really good. You can argue that he's a better tackle than Joe Alt, but I think if the Jets are able to snag Olu Fashanu at the 10th pick, they will definitely not hesitate to do that with the 10th pick. With the 11th pick, just the top 10, right outside the top 10, there's a lot that the Vikings could do. I don't know if they're going to end up re-signing Kirk Cousins. I don't know if the deadline for re-signing people has already happened, but I know you can't franchise tag anyone anymore. So they definitely could take J.J. McCarthy. Another position that would be good to add on is really just their whole defense. Or not their whole defense, but corner would be helpful. I think it's Byron Murphy and then some pretty mediocre players at best. I might be forgetting someone, but I don't know. And then Jared Verse could use edge, but I don't really think that would be someone they take. But I do think that they take Terrion Arnold here. They do need corner for sure. Byron Murphy's good, and then I don't know who else is after that. I'm probably forgetting someone, but yeah, they definitely need corner, and I think Terrion Arnold would really help their cornerback core for the future. Byron Murphy has been pretty good for the Vikings, and Terrion Arnold is just, we know he's a really good corner, so he could play pretty well for this Vikings team. With the 12th pick, I think if JJ McCarthy's here, he is going to be the pick. I mean, they cut Russell Wilson, and I don't think Jarrett Stidham is going to be their franchise quarterback. But JJ McCarthy, we know he did awesome at the combine, honestly, and was really good. Showed that he's a pretty active quarterback. I think he is he could be the franchise guy for a team that drafts him, and I think the perfect team for him is the Broncos. They cut Russell Wilson, they need quarterback, and oh, looks like JJ McCarthy's a quarterback, and he's pretty good at it too. So I think that would be a good pick for the Broncos. With the 13th pick, lucky number 13 for some people, I think the Las Vegas Raiders are gonna take Nate Wiggins. So Nate, they have another Nate Hobbs. He's pretty good. Jack Jones honestly has been pretty good for them. He also used to be a Patriot, which is cool. He had 2 defensive touchdowns at least. Yeah, I remember he had a pick six against the Chargers and then one against the Chiefs. But yeah, he was honestly pretty good for them in the last few weeks of the season that he played for them. And I think they definitely could use corner Nate Hobbs. And maybe if they think they can make Jack Jones a really good corner, he could be one. But I think Nate Wiggins is pretty good corner, really fast and pretty good too. They need corner pretty badly unless they think that Jack Jones is the guy for their number 2 corner spot. But yeah, I think they definitely could use a corner, and Nate Wiggins would be a good one for them to get. With the 14th pick, I'm not going to take Roma Dunsi, but just going to talk about him because he is apparently going to fall this much, or that's what at least what I think. But I think that Jared Verse is going to be a Saint. They could definitely use an edge. Cameron Jordan's getting older, and then I think Carl Granderson, he's 25, but he's not particularly great. He's definitely good, but I think Jared Verse maybe sit behind Cameron Jordan for a season, or just start immediately over Carl Granderson, maybe, or maybe just get some snaps. But yeah, I think they could definitely get him because they don't really have to worry about losing Cameron Jordan because they'll already have someone there for his replacement by the time he retires. So yeah, I think Cameron Jordan's a great DN, but I think Jared Verse could maybe jump him after a season or two in the depth chart, or even start immediately. But I doubt that happens. I think if they do take Jared Verse, he won't start immediately. Maybe he does over Carl Granderson, but I don't think he will over Cam Jordan. But yeah, I think he could be great for them after Cam Jordan is not a Saint anymore. With the 15th pick, the Colts, I think, will take Laitu Latu. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I think they definitely could use an edge. I don't really know who they have, but I know they're not great. And I know their defensive line, they have some old people. Grover Stewart, DeForest Buckner, he's good, but he's already 30. Then Grover Stewart is also good, but again, he's also 30. And Laitu Latu can replace them when they retire or play at the end, and he's pretty good. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if he played in the combine, but if he did, I'm pretty sure he did decent. I feel like I remember watching the video about him at the combine, or like a video on him on his combine performance. But yeah, I don't know. But I think he's a great edge, and I think he would be really good for the Colts. With the 16th pick, I think Byron Murphy is going to be a Seahawk. I'm I was about to say their defense tackle is Al Woods, but I think it's Quentin Jefferson. And then they don't have Poona Ford anymore. He's on the Bills. But yeah, I think Byron Murphy, they definitely could use defensive line, and he's a pretty good one. I think he could definitely improve that defensive line if he were to get drafted by the Seahawks. With the 17th pick, the Jaguars missed out on the playoffs, and I think Rome Oduns, I think he's finally going to go off the board to the Jaguars at 17. Calvin Ridley, he didn't get franchise. Wait, did he get franchise tagged? Hold on. I feel like I remember him getting franchise tagged. No, he did not get franchise tagged. So yeah, he's gonna be probably one of the better receivers in this free agency class. And then Christian Kirk, he's good. And then after that, Zay Jones, he's okay. And then Marvin Jones, I'm pretty sure is the other one. He's old. Jamal Agnew, he's 30. But yeah, Rome Odunze, we know he can play ball. We know he's really good at receiver. Arguably arguably the second best receiver in the draft class. But falls here. I think any team really past the 20th pick, or even really past the 15th pick, will not necessarily hesitate to take Rome Odunze if he's available. But yeah, I think they definitely could use receiver if they don't bring back Calvin Ridley in the free agency. And Rome Odunze is a really good receiver and would be a good replacement for Calvin Ridley. He's younger and only a little worse. But yeah, I think he would be a great addition to this Jaguars team. With the 18th pick, the Cincinnati Bengals are going to get some protection for Joe Burrow. Luis Fuega is going to go at the 18th pick. They definitely could use offensive linemen. Lael Collins is a free agent now, and then I'm pretty sure their other one is Jonah Williams, and he's kind of fell off. He was just kind of been okay his whole career. He's definitely good, but I don't really think he's going to be staying there. He's 28, I think, and he's not great. So Talus Vega is young. He's a bulldozer, and I think he would be an awesome addition to this Bengals team. With the 19th pick, we're going to go back-to-back offensive linemen. Going to go with J.C. Latham to the Rams. Rob Havenstein is getting older, and I think their other one is Joseph Noteboom. Yeah, Joseph Noteboom. And he's kind of mid, and he's really overpaid. But if it's not, either way, Rob Havenstein is old, so they can definitely replace him. And I think J.C. Latham would be a great addition because he's young and he's pretty good. So, with the 20th pick, I think the Steelers are going to go with another offensive lineman, Amarius Mims. They need offensive tackle, and I think Amarius Mims would help their offensive line get better. Outside of the top 20 now, the 21st pick, the Miami Dolphins, I think they're going to take Jerzon Newton. They definitely could use defensive line. I don't think they're re-signing Christian Wilkins because they didn't franchise tag him. And Jerzon Newton's pretty good defensive lineman. I think he would definitely help them help their defensive line get better with Christian Wilkins potentially leaving. With the 22nd pick, I think the Eagles are going to finish out their receiving core, their awesome receiving core, honestly, and make it even better. Get Brian Thomas. They could use a third receiver because it's AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and then no one. Quez Watkins, you could say, is third. Maybe even Olamide Zaccheaus. Or Olamide Zaccheaus. I don't know why I said it like that. But yeah, Brian Thomas is a really good receiver. Was playing alongside Malik Neighbors, and he's also really good alongside Malik Neighbors. And they definitely could use receiver with their third receiver spot being vacant. This is kind of because they don't really have anyone else there. But if they do pick up even just a mediocre receiver in the free agency, I don't expect them to take Malik Neighbors, or I mean Brian Thomas here. With the 23rd pick, I think Chop Robinson, the combine standout, will go. This would really make the Texans more like my second favorite team. I'm a Patriots fan, but this would make me like the Texans so much more because I like Chop Robinson a lot, and I already like CJ Stroud a bunch. Tank Dell's really cool. I also like Nico Collins. And them getting Chop Robinson, I think they could definitely also use him. It's not just taking him so they can be like a fan favorite, just to take, just that's why they're taking Chop Robinson. But they can use a defensive end, and Chop Robinson was awesome at the combine and also pretty good at Penn State, and I think that would make their uh, defensive end room a lot better. With the uh, 24th pick, I think Jackson Powers Johnson is going to go off the board to the Cowboys. Tyron Smith is not going to come back, so they might move Tyler Smith to left tackle, and then that would have there be a glaring, or not glaring need, but definitely a need at inside offensive lineman, whether it's left guard or right guard, probably left guard. But yeah, Jackson Powers Johnson, he's a pretty good offensive lineman, and I think he would help out this uh, Cowboys offensive line. With the 25th pick, uh, Tom Grossi won Fan of the Year, and he also interviewed Cooper DeJean. And well, apparently a lot of Packers fans want him, and I also think that the Packers want him. I think they're going to take him at 25 if he's available. They need corner, Jair Alexander, and Eric Stokes. He's been okay, and then other than that, not really anyone else there. Cooper DeJean is a really good corner, and I think he would really help their cornerback room out quite a bit. With the 26th pick, I think the Buccaneers are going to go corner. I think they're going to go Kool-Aid McKinstry. Could definitely use the help there, and I think they will try to. I think they will definitely get Kool-Aid McKinstry, and they could use corner. Carlton Davis is already 27, and then Christian Izien was kind of okay, and then that's pretty much all that I can think of right now. But I think they can definitely use Kool-Aid McKinstry. We know he can play really well. Fell a little bit in the draft, but I think he would be still. I think he could still be an awesome player in the NFL. Now with the 27th pick, I think that the Cardinals are going to take Troy Fatanu. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I think that's who they'll take. Could definitely um, use offensive linemen. DJ Humphries is old and expensive, but Paris Johnson is good. He's young, and then two young offensive tackles could really help out their offensive line's future. And I think they could also still use the help at offensive line. Maybe Troy Fatanu can sit behind Humphries for a few years, or maybe just start instantly. Maybe they try to cut Humphries or trade him, but Humphries is really expensive, and I think Fatanu would be a good replacement when DJ Humphries is gone. With the 28th pick, before we say who they're going to get, the Bills, they really are shaking up their team. They cut Tre'Davious White and Jordan Poyer, so that makes safeties, which there aren't necessarily any that are awesome that might go here, and then also corners. But yeah, a lot of new needs on this team, even receiver, because I don't think they're going to re-sign Gabe Davis. So it's just Stephon Diggs, who also doesn't really necessarily want to be there. So I think they're going to take Xavier Worthy instead of Keon Coleman or Adonai Mitchell. They could definitely use receiver because I don't think they're going to end up re-signing Gabe Davis. And then other than that, it's Khalil Shakir, who is pretty okay, but other than that, it's pretty much it. But I think they could definitely use a receiver. With the 29th pick, nearing the end of the top 30, nearing the end of the first round, I think the Lions will take Ennis Rakestraw from Missouri because they could definitely use the corner help. I It's who was their number one corner? Why am I blinking? Hold on. Lions cornerbacks. Oh yeah, Cam Sutton. Yeah, he's good. He's pretty good. And then, oh, I guess I'm not necessarily forgetting anyone. Yeah, I think other people are injured. Yeah, they could definitely use corner. Cam Sutton's their best one. He's good. He has been good, but I think Ennis Rakestraw would be a good player to take for them to take because they could use the help at corner. With the last pick in the top 30, I think the Ravens are going to go with the other Texas receiver, Adonai Mitchell. They can definitely use receiver. OBJ is, I'm pretty sure he's leaving. I think I think he might leave. And Zay Flowers, he's good, but they could definitely use a second receiver. Because if OBJ leaves, their receivers are kind of mid. They have Devin Duvernay, who is a return specialist pretty much, and then Rashad Bateman, who's not necessarily been that first round talent. But I definitely think they could use a receiver, and Adonai Mitchell is a pretty good one. And I think that would be a good pick at the 30th pick. With the 31st pick, the second to last pick in the first round, I think that the 49ers will take Graham Barton. They could use the inside offensive line help. I think it's Aaron Banks and someone else, but yeah, their inside offensive line, they can definitely use someone there. And then last pick of the first round, I think it's going to be Keon Coleman. Could definitely use a receiver. Their Chiefs receivers kind of suck. Their best one is Rashee Rice, who's been good, and then other than that, it kind of falls off a cliff. And Keon Coleman, he's a pretty good receiver out of Florida State. FSU, they went undefeated. Don't know if that really matters in talent, in Keon Coleman's talent wise, but maybe it does. But I think they definitely could use a receiver, and he would be a good pick, and he would definitely help them uh, get their receiving core better. And that means with the 32nd pick being over and done, that means that the first round is over. Caleb Williams went 1. Jaden Daniels is a Patriot. Drake May is a Commander. Marvin Harrison goes to the Giants after they trade up to 6. So Dallas Turner is a Cardinal. Brock Bowers is a Charger. And yeah, a lot of other players. J.J. McCarthy is now a Bronco. Chop Robinson is a Texan. Xavier Worthy's a Bill. And yeah, that's going to be our mock draft. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you. If you're making it all the way here, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day or night. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.